is it? YouTube get on my nerves. I don't know if this is supposed to be. I don't know. I don't know what buttons to push to. I first did a live. It was unlisted, so I was talking to myself. Now I'm doing a live. I think it's public, but I don't know. I'm not at home. Okay, there's somebody. Okay, it's public. Or between tasks. I got a really good live. It said it was unlisted. So I was literally just talking to myself for like a minute and a half. I had to go back and change it to public, and now it went. It's not in the vertical form. It's side. I don't know if this is going out right or regular video. I don't know what the hell this thing doing. Shoot. Scared to move it. Orientation is locked. Device back. Okay, let me see. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I'll figure it out one day. Yeah, I know I'm smart enough to figure it out if I feel like figuring it out. What's up, Kevin, Ellis, Andrea Smith? How y'all doing this afternoon? Yeah. It was so many things. Like while I was working, you know how tons of things go through your mind. You think about what you're going to do when you get off. You're going to go buy this. You're going to go do this. You're going to go clean the house. And then you get home and don't do shit. And so I'm thinking about what am I going to say on YouTube? What I'm going to create today? Am I going to make thumbnails? And what's my theme going to be? Blah, blah, blah. And the answer was live the whole time. And I'm like, move so I can get up here and say what I got to say before I forget. But I just played a good mod and learn some patience and wait my damn turn. Plus, I started getting into work and I couldn't do it either. So it was okay that he was still alive the entire time, all morning, all day, taking 55 hours to tell us about that boring job as a male man carrier making $500,000 a year. So what? You make $500,000 as a male man? I don't care. It's not going to stop us from being lovers. Yes, it's time for me to tell you all the truth. I moved to Texas and I live with the answer. And we're fucking every day. That's why we're so chill because every day he bust, however you pronounce it. I think you still have to put a T on it, right? Can't go B-U-S like a bus. Buses, whatever. He bust a nut inside of this wet Virginia. I mean, stop for somebody sitting by my car and start be like, what the hell is she talking about with her crazy ass? You know, not in public. I can't be as loud, boisterous. You know, I gotta act like I got some sense. Like, you know, I don't want my uncle to be watching because I sent him the links and stuff to the YouTube so he can watch. So I gotta be a little bit of a behavior, but I'm still grown, you know, like, come on, almost 50 something, like in a few years. Years, years. Notice I said that. You know, like you can't be telling an almost 50-year-old woman what to do. Like, fuck out of here. But if you're watching, Uncle, peace to you. But you know, you can't control nobody. That's why I got these control issues. Cause look, I gotta control a fucking family. Family always trying to control some shit. That's why I got control issues. Cause I'm trying to control, like they kind of trying to control shit, generational shit, Put it in my DNA. Let's see what y'all talking about. I can barely see this. What's up, Lonnie? What's up, Brian? I don't know. Can I scroll back? What's up, Sassy? What's up, Rich? Look at y'all talking about some hey, Yaya. So y'all want y'all ain't shit. Y'all act like y'all don't want Clara. What's up, Texas Treasure? What's up? Side two of the blast. Ah, Kevlo, remember you were saying something about you talked to him when I said that the guy that you're getting the videos from is my brother? And maybe one day be my lover. I don't know. Such a hope. Anyhow, remember you said that you talked to him? Well, he's in the chat. I don't think he will agree with that. But yeah. Sorry if you didn't want me to put you out there, DSP, but you I know you don't care. He used to be my we was partners back in the day going out to Harker and Inky. So he's the one that still has those videos up. I might review a few of those videos, because Yaya is a mess. Uh, should I do a poll of chat? Remember, you guys, if you guys remember, in a few of my videos, I said that I'm moving away from that whole Clara Booker, even the sheriff Clara, moving away. But I knew you guys weren't quite ready for to give up the name Clara. I mean, no matter how many times I tried to change it, you guys weren't ready for me to give up Clara. So I kept it, for you guys. And I'm thinking, okay, what do I do though? What do I use? What do I use? And I told y'all, if you talk to your spirit, man, your spirit, people say you gotta use affirmations, talking to the universe. That's called your spirit, man. And you're supposed to tell your spirit man what you want and not what you don't want. And I kept telling my spirit man, I want another name. I don't know what to do. They won't let go of Clara. So my spirit man said, well, we're gonna bring back Yaya and we're gonna force them to say Yaya so you can change it to Yaya. I tell y'all, if you really pay attention, the science is there, baby. The science is there. Tell your spirit man, your guide that you was born with, created with, what you want, and it will work it out for you. So now I don't have to work hard to get rid of Sheriff Carr because all of you are saying yeah, 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 yeah. All things work out for the good of them that love. Some people say the Lord because the Bible says the Lord, but that actually means the law. For those who love the law, and it's the laws of the universe. But I'm not dropping too much science on y'all because I don't want some ADAPs to come looking for me like you spreading ADAP information that they actually didn't give me, but I studied on my own. But yeah, it's not Lord, it's law. But anyhow, we're not gonna get all into that. We ain't here to preach to nobody. Um, okay, that's everybody that spoke. I'm still live. Okay, y'all still talking. I just looked at the screen again. Because I gotta watch my surroundings. I don't want nobody walking up on me trying to rob me and take my car. No, I'm just saying some bullshit. I just wasn't looking at the screen. It was kind of dark and blurry and the sun is shining. Anywho, so I'm getting a few people in the chat that are like, I knew you as Sister Yaya M. I know you as Clara. And I'm like, how you know I'm over here? And I have to remember, which I did, but I didn't. Most of the people that are on this channel, the 1,700 people that I have on this channel, are not from Kwame. The 1,700 people that I have as subscribers are those who came to the channel because they did not like Should, which is the conscious community, which was the same community that did not fool with Taharka. They are the Sarnetta crowd, basically. Some of the Tommy crowd. So they were already over here, but they did not hear my voice to know who I was. So they've always supported Sister Yaya ill, the research ninja, but they had no idea that this channel was mine. So now that they're still so up, and they're like, wait a minute. When I shared that video with Dr. Inky and Taharka on it, and they looking at their feed, they like, wait a minute. Oh hell no, that's Yaya. So I actually could not hide myself because once I spoke, everyone that was already subbed up from the conscious community was already going to know who I was. So long as I was on Uncut, that channel wasn't connected to the conscious community. So they may have never known over there. I mean, should knew, but they wouldn't have said anything over there. But when I came over here and started talking, I knew that it was going to come out. And so that's why I laugh. And they're like, we doxing you. We found you. No, I just came out the closet. I just said, surprise, here I am. And y'all like, when you say yeah, y'all act like you're insulting me. When that's the name that I am. Like, that's the name it should be. But it's not an insult when y'all are like, yeah, Shabuda, Sister Yaya. Now, the only time I'm insulted is when you say Tanitra. And I told you, I only like to hear Tanitra when he busting a nut. That's it. That's the only time I like to hear Tanitra. At work, they call me Yaya. In the streets, they call me Yaya. That's who I am everywhere I go. Yaya. Now, I only want to hear Tanitra when the man is busting a fucking nut. Okay? Be it over the phone, be it during sex, be it he masturbating just thinking about me. Call out my motherfucking name. So, yeah, that's the only thing that every time they say Tanitra, I'm like, it kind of creates a tingle in me. And so when women do it, it's like, bitch, I'm not gay. Stop. Okay. Bitch said the name. So now I got to tell my body, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I got bitches calling. Because technically, my vagina is called Tamitra. When I change my name, the only part of me that's called Tamitra is my vagina. So every time a bitch say my name, she's calling my fucking vagina. It is what it is. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I live my life as Shabuda Yaya ill. So, hey, I'm like, TJ, I don't see the chat moving. I don't see the chat moving. But it's probably this vertical thing that I don't know how to do too well. And I have to look at the chat later and see what y'all responses were and laugh. Because y'all, I like to do stuff for shock factor. But y'all go ahead and hit them likes for me and subscribe to the channel if you're not. Hit the notifications. And I'm going to get off of here so I can hurry up and get this next task done and get back home. The live that I have up right now, I'm supposed to promote that one too. The live that I have up right now is the reaction to Kwame going at exposing Kev Low. But I don't know if I want to do that tonight, or if I want to go over a Yaya video. Y'all tell me in the chat, and I'm gonna have to read the chat later because it's not showing me what y'all are saying right now. But y'all tell me in the chat later if y'all want to go over a Yaya video or two, or if you want to go over Kwame like dragging the hell out of Kevlo. So y'all let me know. And to Kevlo, sweetie pie, honey, and to most of the haters right now, and that I keep on my payroll. Maybe I'll talk about that in my live tonight. I'll explain the hater situation in my live later on tonight and explain some things because they're under the impression that I'm affected by them doing the same things that I did and do. I'm not affected by the things that I said or did, or you can't do it back to me and affect me because I already make peace with it. Like, that's not going to bother me if it's given back to me. You have to find out what's going to affect me and what's going to hurt me. And calling my name, trying to find out where I live, calling family members, posting pictures. These are things that I do and it affects you all. It doesn't affect me, one, because I'm telling you, it's been, look, we used to be on the chat line, and Lonnie can tell y'all, we used to be back in the chat lines back in the day on the monkey books and all of those ravens and stuff back in the day. We did this shit in the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm just telling y'all the truth. And we've been doing this shit for way over 20 years. The stuff that y'all think y'all are affecting me with, y'all think I'm playing. They used to call my church, call my grandma. And I'm talking about over 20 years ago when I was in my 20s. This is not anything new. My uncle told you it's not anything new. But y'all don't believe me, so y'all think y'all can hit me with the shit that I do to y'all and think it'll affect me? No, y'all gonna have to come smarter. So you can find pictures of me, pictures of family, pictures of friends. You can talk to anybody you want to talk to. They can all get up here and say I'm crazy. They can all say what they want to say. They can say they want to eat my pussy. I wouldn't give a damn. Been there, done that. Find a way to affect me. My uncle told you my mama dead. Yeah, she did. Long gone. At least 10 years ago. Matter of fact, it's been 12 years. Maybe more. I don't know. I forget. Maybe 15 years. Anyhow, she dead. So are my grandparents. All of them. Daddy dead. All of them. I don't give a fuck. When I tell you I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Once you already go through the emotions of, your parents dying, they lived their life, they did their thing. And then your grandparents died. All of those emotions, we don't have them anymore. So if you think you can affect me through family or friends, maybe I'm too old to even give a damn. But you all, I know what pushes y'all buttons. I know what gets y'all to jump in and acting crazy. It's you allow me to control you. I keep telling y'all. My daddy said, don't let anyone chump you. Ask Lonnie what chump means. You don't let people get you. You be in control of your emotions, your feelings. That's why I don't like to get into all that yelling match and blah, 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 because you're not in control. You can't think fast before your mouth start running. You say something before you had time to think about it, before you got time to strategize. So when y'all doing that, you're saying things that people are like, what the fuck you just say? That's how you get trapped up. So when I take my time and say something, and you play it back as if it's going to do something, no, I took my time and I thought about it. But see, I can teach y'all many things in this life, but only to my students. Only to my students. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I've learned to not play the teacher for students who are not ready, or people that are not even students. They don't want to know. So you say, Claire, why you don't say this? Because you ain't a student. You just want to be nosy. You want to learn a lesson? Then I'll tell you. I'll tell you what, why, when, how, all of that. When you're ready to be a student. If learning what size my bra is, asking me all these questions, how many hairs you got on your chin and all that, how does that help you grow? How does that help you as a student? You're just being nosy. Ask me questions that will help you grow. You'll get a better response from me because I'm going to be an asshole and I'm going to say something sarcastic or I just might flat out lie to you and make it seem like I told you the truth when I didn't because I don't give a fuck what you say back. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. My mother taught my sisters and I a bad habit, calling people stupid and dumb. I had to grow out of that. I mean, I still do it, but not to the extent that she kind of taught us. One time, there were some kids that were doing the same thing that me and my sisters would do. And I said, Mom, how come you when they do it, you're like, oh, they special, or leave them alone, whatever. How come when strangers do it, you give them a pass? But when we do the same thing, you'll be like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? What the hell is wrong with you? And she said, because they really are dumb. That's why I ask you, are you dumb because you doing it? My mother was hard on her children because she knew how smart and brilliant they are. So she would say things, if we did something that those other dumb children were doing, she's like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? What is wrong with you? You like those kids out there? But she wouldn't say like those kids out there because she didn't want to insult the kids. Because she putting up a front with her bougie ass. My mother was bougie as hell. Oh, that was one bougie ass woman right there. But she had the right to be bougie because the man loved my mama. She didn't want to be bothered with none of them. But honey, even my aunties. Man, one time when I was in elementary school, I had this principal. Elementary school now, I'm in class, struggling like hell. I'm doing some damn math struggling, and we had this mean ass teacher named Miss Williams. And one day the principal came to my classroom and told Miss Williams, asked Miss Williams, could he speak to me outside the classroom? She said, sure. She changed her face like she was kissing up to the principal. Like, I'm like, that mean old lady, she kissing up to this man. I could see, even in the fifth grade, I could see game, right? I could see game. I was like, she ain't that nice when he ain't in here. But anyhow, so he takes me in the hallway. He says, listen, um, can you tell your mom to ask your aunt to call me? Like, I don't know what's going on. So I went home to my mama and said, the principal said, can you tell Auntie to call him? My aunt cussed his ass out. You asked my niece to come out of the classroom and ask her to call me. Listen, men used to be thirsty about my aunts, my mamas, all that. They're very beautiful women. And come to find out that they had met at a restaurant, a club, or something. I don't know what it was. And she gave him her number, or he gave her the number, or whatever. I was like, I didn't like him or nothing like that. I was just, she just toying with him. But he took it serious and really wanted to get with my auntie. And yeah, that just shows how thirsty men can be. I learned that lesson in fifth grade, how thirsty men can be, that you would ask for the niece to come out of the classroom. And then what was also funny is first he came into the classroom and he talks to the teacher, and then they walk over to my desk. And like I said, I was struggling with my math over there. Now all of a sudden she wanted to help me with my damn math. Oh yeah, you gotta fix this and fix that. Well, bitch, you were supposed to be telling me that before the principal came in here to ask me about my goddamn auntie. And see, my dad played basketball back then. He was a well-known man in our community, very well-known man. And if you wanted something done, you call my dad. That's just the honest to God truth. So uh, my principal knew my dad, and he thought it was. He might have even asked my dad if it was okay to come in the goddamn classroom and ask me. Now that I think about it, who knows back then? People young and dumb, they do stupid shit. But yeah. So listen. Now I got some family members that are, they they different. Like you're not ugly, but you're different. Especially when we gain weight. Some of my family members, when they gain weight, it's just like, yeah, everybody got fat family. But I ain't gonna talk about my fat family members. I'm a fat family member. We whatever. So I think that was all that I was thinking about. Dr. Weeks. That was the principal's name, Dr. Weeks. Y'all Google. Like I can hear Kevlo now. He listening to every word, Googling it right now. Y'all Google Dr. Weeks. We're going to find out. I've been thinking about bringing my uncle up here to do an interview. I was thinking about it. Like when I was on the phone talking to him, and I was like, I should do an interview with my uncle. And I asked a few people and Biz, and I don't know if I said, I don't think I said anything to damn D, but I asked DSP and some other folks. And I was like, should I do an interview with my uncle? And some of them were saying yes, some saying no. And some said, well, do it and record it because, it brings some healing to me for, family. Because when my mom died, I shut them all out. Goodbye. You go through that time, you go through that grieving phase. And I went through a grieving phase. My mom gone. I don't know how to deal with it. I'm connected. This is somebody I was connected to her umbilical cord. And she no longer here. This the person that brought me here. Like, bitch, you get ready to leave me here by my goddamn self. And that's how I was thinking, like, I'm connected to your umbilical cord spiritually forever. You leaving. So that was a real tough grieving time. And everybody's grieving. All the family is grieving. And instead of attacking each other, I just took my hiatus, took some time for me. And if my uncle wants to call it depression or whatever, but I haven't talked to him in 10 years, other than when that girl called him 5 years ago and I cussed his ass out then and told him don't ever contact me again, and I was done with it. And so he doesn't know me, you know. And before 10 years ago, I didn't talk to him even then. It was like, we're not oil and water, but my uncle is set in his ways. Like I said, he's controlling. And I'm like, oh, I'm a grown ass woman. You're not my daddy. So sometimes he don't get that. So, I just distance myself. So he don't know. He don't know nothing. Obviously, he over there talking about I'm living in Nebraska. I'm married to an African. Like, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't know me. But that's my uncle, and he can say what the fuck he want to say. If he say I live in Nebraska, then goddamn it, I live in Nebraska. If he say I'm married to an African, then that motherfucker name is Oompa Loompa Boom Boom Baba, whatever the motherfucking African names are. So no, he doesn't. No, and I still love my uncle. Always will appreciate my uncle. For when I first moved to Georgia, I stayed with him a few months until I started working, getting what they say, inundated with Georgia and understanding Georgia. So he gave me that opportunity when I moved to Georgia and build my life. So it wasn't a negative thing; it was a very positive thing. But You living with a person, you get to know, you like, shit, I see why my mama ain't talking about your ass. You control. He always used to try to control her. One time my mother wanted to get one of those what is it when you go down to Disney World in Florida? Timeshares. So my mom, they offer you tickets. When you go to timeshares, they offer you free tickets to Disney World, Disneyland, or something if you come and listen to the presentation. So my mother was listening to the presentation and my uncle was there. I'm glad he was there. And because he used to take his kids to Disney World all the time. So he was more familiar with the presentations and stuff. And he was telling her how to get the free tickets to Disney World or whatever, so she didn't have to put out so much money for the siblings and everybody that she was paying for. So she's listening to the presentation and boom, they got her. She ready to sign up for a timeshare for the rest of her life. My uncle was like, oh, hell no. Being the controlling person that he is, and I got the same personality, I just worked on it. I saw how they say the very things that you hate about another person is probably the same things that you do. So I hated those things about my uncle that he was so controlling. So I had to examine myself and say, am I that controlling? Yeah, you are. So I look at that and I examine it and say, okay, well, fix these things about yourself because that's not cool for you to be that controlling. And so he, being a controlling older brother, he had to tell my mom, do not get that timeshare. That's one time that I appreciate him talking her out of it because she was falling for the con. She would have been stuck in that timeshare and we would have inherited that timeshare and we would have been paying for it. I don't know. I wouldn't have inherited shit. I would have, yeah, I know. But yeah, she would have been paying for that shit. We wouldn't have been visiting, going to do nothing. And so, but yeah, and that's my uncle. And I love my family. But there's times when you may need space from them to figure out your own life, your own path, and remove their voices from your ears because sometimes we're taught a certain way. Like I'll use this for example. If your family drinks out of the milk carton and you go to somebody else's house and try to drink out the milk carton that is normal in your household, the people in that your friend's household are like, what the fuck are you doing? We don't drink out the milk carton. That's nasty. That's disgusting. But it's not until you go into somebody else's household or see how somebody else is living to give you a kind of like reflection, like, wait a minute, maybe this is not that cool. So I've had the wonderful experience because life is a journey, not a destination. I've had a wonderful experiences throughout my journey in this life to let go of those generational traditional teachings. So when I visit my family and they're like controlling, and I'm like, okay, this is just messing up my peace. Love y'all from a distance. I ain't got to be around y'all. Peace, love y'all from a distance because that's not how I live my life anymore. So those of you who are in your truth, you will completely understand and get what I'm talking about. And please hit the like button, share the live, and you all are not meeting Clara. You're meeting Yaya. And I really did want you all to meet Yaya because I wanted to just be real on the channel. I just want to, we can do the dish and dirt and having fun, but I couldn't be fully real because I couldn't be Yaya. I couldn't tell you all the family stories, and it feels good to me to talk like this. This is a calming, non-defensive, offensive. I'm just chilling. And people think that they can use my words against me. Maybe I can use your words against you. You can't use it against me. I'm a mastermind at this. I've been doing this a long time. You think about it. I let Moonlight holler and scream, and I just sit there and just, okay. Ooh. And they're like, oh, she's getting at you. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is really getting at me. This is tearing me up. Yeah. Oh, my life is going to change from her hollering and screaming. Yeah. Maybe, maybe if she say bitch one more time, I'll cry. Maybe she call me hoe one more time, I'll die. Like, what is supposed to happen? My life supposed to change? Are you going to get a YouTube award? Are you going to get some money out of this? You're hollering and screaming. It's not good for your body. Okay, work it out. Let me know when you're done. And when you're done, I'm gonna hit you with a quick, fast, funny jab, and you're gonna be pissed and hollering and screaming for the next 20 minutes. But yeah, let me get off of here and go and do this thing so I can get back home and mess with y'all on the StreamYard and see who wanna hit the link. And DSP, thank you for pulling up, huh? I'll talk to you later. And that was another thing that came about. DSP is my partner. That's my friend. That's my ride or die right there. And we kind of just lost touch with each other. It was nothing that really happened, just life happened. And I missed my friend and he missed me. And so when this situation went down and they were sharing his videos and stuff, I was like, let me see if I can let me go ahead and talk to him, see what's going on. It's a good feeling when you can talk to somebody who has been your friend for years. And yeah. But anyhow, let me get off of here because y'all got me open. I mean, y'all open. I mean, y'all can't have me out here boring. I'm supposed to be tough ass Clara or tough ass Yaya. Which one is the tough one? I forget. I gotta get my personality disorder in order. Technically, it's not personality disorder. It's just that I like to play. SJ, are we still beefing? I don't think we beefing. We just weren't talking. We just bump heads. SJ, wanna come up here and examine me now? SJ used to be like, I want to know this Clara. She wanted to examine my brain. And I was like, SJ, you have no idea. And I know she's probably still thinking, this heifer is crazy. Where am I? The only one that's clinically able to maybe tell you I'm crazy is SJ. Now, Kevin will be talking about, I'm behavioral health. Kevlo, that's a nice name for someone who claims shit on crazy people smearing on them all. When they shit on themselves and you got to go in there and clean it up. Because that person has a behavioral health issue. They will eat their own shit, play with their own shit, and you got to go in there and clean it up. So please stop acting like you're a psychologist, a counselor, or any of those things. You don't have a degree or associate's degree in any of that. Okay? You just took some CPR classes. They told you a little bit about the brain. They told you a little bit of trying to understand how these people had gotten brain damage from car accidents, motorcycle accidents. Most people in behavioral health are there because they had motorcycle accidents. They didn't have their helmets on. Those are the people that are usually in behavioral health because they literally have brain damage. And they will do anything and everything. So don't make me break that down, Kevlo. You're not the only one that worked in behavioral health. I know what you went through in the classes. I still got the books. I can show you everything you went through in those classes. I tried it. I said, these motherfuckers is crazy. I'm out. I tried many things. I'm trying something different now with this part time. Just something to do until I figure out something else I want to do. Because for me, life is a journey and not a destination. Thank you to all my mods in the chat. I keep trying to remember to say that to y'all. Y'all don't have to do it, but I appreciate y'all doing it. And that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. I can't see no questions in the chat. I told y'all this chat ain't moving. So I have to talk to y'all, see what y'all saying later. Peace out. Enjoy y'all day and hit that like button for me. Let's see now. How do I end this here live? Your stream will stop immediately and you and your guests will no longer be live. Okay, bye.